let's look at how to use Glossika super efficiently to get thousands of reps fast, thousands of sentences, listen and repeating, to become fluent as fast as possible, and also to develop a nice accent in any language. Not any language, the ones that are offered here, but you could do the same thing with language islands. In fact, you should do the same thing with language islands in any other language as well, even the ones that are not offered here. So, the previous two steps were first go to learn new items, you listen and repeat each sentence 5 times, and they get added to the list, and then you can go to the library. And for all the words that you didn't remember, you can use mnemonic associations to memorize them, and that will help you remember them. And once you've done that, we come to the nice part. This will make your speaking really, really good if you do this, right? I've heard I haven't listened to this guy talk much. The Glossika guy, Michael something. And but in one of his videos, I heard the guy say that he recommends a couple hundred repetitions of a couple hundred sentences a day of listening and repeating. And the reality of it is, you can 10x that if you do it right. If you do it this way. So instead of listening and repeating 200 sentences a day, you can do 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 or more if you do it right, right? So basically, what you need to do is first you need to have done the previous two steps so you can understand it already. If you can't understand it, obviously, no, this is going to be too difficult. Although you could try and you could still improve by doing this, but it's going to be very difficult. But anyway, this is how you do it. So first, let's go to the settings. And again, no audio for the English or whatever your language is. We don't need to hear that. We already know the meaning. If you still don't understand the language as well, maybe here you want to listen to the audio. But it's going to be much more time efficient if you turn it off, because then you only listen to the target language. And if you understand it pretty well already, again, this is for speaking, it's not for your comprehension. It will help your comprehension as well, but it's mostly to work on your speaking. If you want to just speaking to get to a really high level. So I assume just your comprehension is pretty good. So let's just skip this part. If your comprehension is not very good, then you can, for now, have it on. And then we come here. I don't know why.
Il fait beau aujourd'hui.
Il fait beau aujourd'hui. Let's put it at 1. Again, if your comprehension is not very good, you could slow it down a little.
Il fait beau aujourd'hui.
Il fait beau aujourd'hui. Slower than that's going to sound a little bit special.
Il fait beau aujourd'hui.
Il fait beau aujourd'hui. That's already not good. I like normal
Il fait
speed.
beau aujourd'hui.
No repeat, not necessary. And we will now make a list of things to do at home, on your computer as well. There are lots of tasks that don't really require much concentration, but they need to be done, or things that you do without thinking too much, without using any brain power. Things like scrolling social media, playing video games, or even some work stuff that's just, it requires you to be there, but you're not really doing anything, but you still have to be there anyway, and you end up going on social media instead. But you have to be there for the worky stuff. Everyone who's had an office job with a computer knows this. So what you can do is play this in the background, and you will, obviously not in an office if you're surrounded by people, don't do this. But if you're at home, you and whatever you do, and otherwise you can also play it while you do things at home. And but but it's very simple. You don't. The goal here is for you to be able to do this without having to sit in front of it looking at it, because if you have to sit down and look at it, it's good because it's a very effective exercise, but it's time that you could have spent doing something else, and that time is limited. But if instead you can do it while doing something else, you can find hours and hours to do this exercise. And hours and hours of doing this exercise while doing something else means thousands and thousands of reps every week that you get in of listening and repeating. And trust me, even if you are not fully concentrated, if you are saying it, you will notice a huge improvement in your speaking, in how, especially at that level where you understand pretty well, but you still can't speak much and you struggle to form sentences and all that. You start doing this with thousands of reps, uh, and you notice not only that your pronunciations gets much better, your comprehension will obviously get better as well because you get good at understanding and reacting to language without really having to concentrate too much. But especially it will help your fluency because you are just reacting and you're just saying. You don't even have to think after a lot of reps. It's 10, 20,000, 30,000 reps, but you can do that in a month or two. If that's 1,000 a day, it's not much. And at some point, it just becomes very easy to speak. So this is how you do it. You again, no audio for the audio if you still struggle to understand, and then
Peux-tu retrouver le chemin de ta maison?
peux-tu retrouver le chemin de ta maison?
Le temps n'est pas très beau aujourd'hui.
Le temps n'est pas très beau aujourd'hui. And sometimes because it's
Je ne suis
fast,
pas fatigué.
je suis pas fatigué. You'll struggle to say the whole sentence correctly sometimes. It's not a problem. Just keep doing it. The more you do it, the easier it will get.
Je ne suis pas fatigué.
Je suis pas fatigué.
Tout le monde est très gentil au travail.
Tout le monde est très gentil au travail.
Je dois être à la maison à 5 heures.
Je dois être à la maison à 5 heures.
Mike déjeune à la maison tous les jours.
Mike déjeune à la maison tous les jours. It's
À
better.
quelle heure les magasins ferment-ils?
À quelle heure le magasin ferme-t-il? And another advantage of doing it in the background while you do something else. Another advantage is that you're not reading, and if you're not reading, you're only focusing on what you're hearing. So your pronunciation will get better from that as well. Apart from working on your comprehension. So this is the ultimate Glossika exercise, or any kind of listening and repeating shadowing exercise you can do for uh, for for pronunciation, for fluency, and also for comprehension as well. If you do this with 30,000, if you do 30,000 reps like this, and you can do that in a month if you get serious, you'll be decent at conversations. And if you combine this with language islands, then your speaking will get so much better, really, really quickly. Language islands would be basically doing this exact same exercise, but with your own sentences for all the conversations you want to have and everything you want to say. You write it down, you translate it, you create audio files, and then you do exactly the same as we've been doing with this. Yeah, I've got templates and inside natural language learning on how to do this. Anyway, I hope you found this useful. Give it a like, subscribe, and all that, and see you later.